Warning, white male present. Reasoning, video analysis.
I think his mate saw me.
It has been almost a year since Emesis Blue was released on YouTube. The movie is a near 2-hour-long, fully voice-acted Team Fortress fan film, entirely animated on SFM. The movie is about respawning soldiers from the dead and the price that comes along with it. I'm not going to give a whole plot summary since I'm guessing you've already seen it, but if you haven't, then I suggest you go check it out. You don't even have to come back to this video, just support the hard work that went into this film. Since the movie's release, there have been a lot of theories analyzing every scene because it feels like every piece of dialogue has a meaning to it, and even the little scenes feel like they have something suspicious and wrong with them. One of these analyzed videos even surpasses the original movie's runtime. But what I have yet to see is a video about one thing, something that I think deserves its own video because of the mysteries it carries. It's about the liminal space that sits between life and death, a place where you will await an eternity. I'm of course talking about Dell's Bow. Dell and the Bow only appear twice in the movie, but they make an impact. The first time is when Cyclops walks into the laboratory and freezes to death, where he runs into Dell, giving him one last drink. Cyclops asks him where he's been hiding and that everyone thought he was dead, to which Dell responds by saying that he hasn't been hiding and that this is just a relapse.
Where you been hiding?
Who says I've been hiding?
Your brothers thought you were dead.
Relapse is a hell of a thing, ain't it?
After Cyclops realizes he is, in fact, in the afterlife, they both have a conversation about what they saw on the other side before respawning. Dell says he was able to speak to his grandfather, who has been dead for 30 years, and he told him,
It's eternity in there.
The second time is at the very end of the film, when our main lead, Dr. Fritz Ludwig, after passing out in his car, runs into a telephone pole and dies, making it to the bar. He meets up with Dell, who is reading about the deadly funeral attack Dr. Ludwig started. Dell tells Ludwig he looks lost and even suggests he turns and walks the other way.
You look lost, stranger.
I am.
Where are you headed?
I don't know.
Nearest town's back the other way.
That's not where I'm going.
So where are you going?
Dell then gives the doctor the key to the restroom stalls, and he locks himself in as he contemplates the situation. Outside the restrooms, Dell then calls someone who we will apparently never know. After Ludwig finds out that his Valium pills are actually expired Emesis pills given to the soldiers after respawning, he slowly realizes that he is in the afterlife. And he knows that when he sees Archibald, who we saw get shot in the head by the detective earlier in the movie.
But I've given you everything you wanted.
And I'm giving you exactly what you deserve.
The negatives turn to positives when Ludwig sees Scout again, and realizes he is finally at peace.
Hey, Doc.
However, their reunion is short-lived, because at the ruins of Conago Slaughterhouse, in the burning respawn machine, the Doctor is brought back to life, continuing the cycle. What a ride. Where do we begin? Let's start by pointing out the obvious here. These two scenes are both references to The Shining. The first being a direct nod to Lloyd the bartender, the second being directly from this scene with the exact same restroom design. Well, this happens.
Who?
And I also think it's important to show another similarity these scenes have. The first time we see Lloyd in the bar is in the Gold Room, a huge theater usually made for parties and bands to perform. But in this first scene, it's focused on this small space with only the counter and the two, technically one, character. The rest of the room might as well not exist. And this is where Jack Torrance is only half corrupted by the isolation, and he's not showing his full true colors yet. In the first scene with Dell, it's just the two characters and the bar, and this is where Ludwig is only half corrupted by his second personality. The second time we see the bar in The Shining, the gold room is more open and there are more people in it. And this is where Jack gets fully corrupted by the ghost and is fully motivated to kill his wife and kid after he has a conversation with the hotel's original owner in the restrooms. The second time we see Dell's bar, it's more open and there are more people in it. And at this point in the movie, Dr. Ludwig is, you guessed it, now fully corrupted by his second personality. And then he runs into the owner of the respawn machine, right before he was reborn, as what most theorized, the Plague Doctor. Okay, we're this far into the video and we're already overanalyzing. Let's just get to the main point. What is Dell's bow and where did it come from? We can see a difference between the two times we see the bow, and they're different for a reason. The first time, the bow is engulfed by a white light, signifying the permanent afterlife. Dell is nicely dressed, he's got hair, he's polite, and he even gives Cyclops a drink. The reason it's this nice is because Cyclops just went through being tortured, killed, and respawned over and over again. Yeah, his permanent death isn't the prettiest, but it's way better than anything else he experienced in the slaughterhouse. However, when you respawn, the bow shows what it truly is. Instead of being just one counter floating in an empty void, it's an actual building with a neon sign. Dell doesn't have his full head of hair and is dressed in his normal engineer uniform. He is also more rude and hesitant, and like I said before, he even suggests Ludwig to turn around and leave. No point giving someone a good final moment when they're about to cheat death. We can also see there's no white light shining on everything like last time, and the area is instead lit by a dimly lit orange light. And the restroom is mostly covered in red. And we can also see other people who are in this waiting room, who are also about to be brought back to life. You probably already noticed the two brothers who are either waiting to be put through the respawn machine, or they join Dell in this liminal space. Jules Archibald is also here for two reasons. Seeing as how he's the creator of the machine, we can assume he has easy access and can come back to life as many times as he wants. The other reason is because he's hiding again. He faked his kidnapping by hiding in Conical Slaughterhouse. He can fake his death by hiding in the afterlife. That sentence made sense, right? So to put it simply, the bow is a liminal space between life and death. It looks nice and welcoming when you die permanently, but it's just a dark waiting room when you're put through the machine. But there still are two more questions. How did Dell get here? And who did he call at the end? I have already mentioned how Dell talks about what his grandfather told him when he saw him on the other side. It's eternity in there. A line that's repeated throughout the movie. The first time you hear it is when the 10th class respawns in the beginning. Some guess that the 10th class is Dell's grandfather, which kind of explains why he is in this limbo in the first place. But I don't think so, because he mentions how his grandfather has been dead for 30 years. He's never mentioned how long these experiments have been going on for, but I doubt it's been 30 years. Perhaps the 10th class is only quoting something he heard on the other side. Perhaps it was from someone he spoke to at a certain bar. Maybe, before Dell, there was someone else giving soldiers a drink in the afterlife. This person being Radigan Conager, Dell's grandfather. Radigan actually has a history for working with Blue Talk Man, who was hired to help build a machine that would make him live longer than his brother, Redmond. Did you know that? I didn't. See, I do my research. And then he was offered some Australium to build Redmond the exact same machine. Given Radigan's history working with machines and the Mann brothers, I suspect he worked on an early device that would inspire or even a concept for the respawn machine before Archibald came in. Probably that weird pregnancy one they mentioned.
Yes, I'm calling about the project we discussed. Oh, the pregnancy machine? No, not the pregnancy machine.
So when Radigan died, his spirit was trapped in this limbo, a place for soldiers of both the Reliable Excavation and Builders League team to go when they die. For an eternity, he stayed in this bar, until one day, Dell died, and his grandfather passed the torch down to him, and Radigan was finally able to rest. Now, Dell sits in this place, trapped for who knows how long, until the next one. Him being trapped is implied when he tells Cyclops he hasn't been hiding and just laughs it off. And for only one shot, we see his face beaten up. Okay, it's almost over. We're getting there, guys. Last but not least, who did Dell call in the end? Some have said that he calls Maynard from the beginning of the movie. However, I think that's false since he said that he was gonna be at the slaughterhouse, and we never see him there. I think the real person on the phone was Archibald, since that was the place he was hiding in. Others say Dell calls Scout, since right after he makes the call, there's a knock on the restroom door that is soon revealed to be Scout, which I think is most likely the answer. When Scout was killed by the Conacher brothers, he ended up at the same type of bar counter Cyclops eventually went to. This is where he spoke with Dell and talked about Dr. Ludwig. For Scout, it looked like he was finally at peace, until Ludwig attempted to bring him back through the respawn machine, but it ended horribly wrong. The machine glitched out and brought Scout back for only a few seconds, as a giant blob of blood, before dissolving away. This malfunction brought Scout to another limbo that we know is not Dell's because we don't see him anywhere in there, and that would make it very awkward for him having to sit with the two guys who tortured him to death. But wherever this place is, it's a place that has easy access to the bar, since he is able to be there in a matter of seconds. After Ludwig locks the restroom, Dell realizes this is the doctor Scout mentioned, so he calls up Scout and gives Dr. Ludwig one last smile before coming back to life as a darker man. Geez, that was all over the place. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but it was fun. And I've quoted this before and I'll quote it again. If you're having fun, it's no waste of time. And of course, how can I forget? I don't know when this video is going to be out, but I'm guessing that it's still near the new year. And in that case, congratulations, you made it through another year, and that's a big accomplishment. And let me tell you, you're cool. I don't care who you are or where you are in this world, you're a very cool person. Plus, we both enjoy Emesis Blue, so we share a lot in common. I mean, we can hang out or something, like, I can invite you over to my house and I could, like, throw a party or something.
You look lost, stranger.